Live. We
We
live.
live. We live. Yeah, buddy.
Now. And we live at 5 now, man. Shout out to everybody tuned in. You know what I mean? We back in for another Monday. That's how
Another Monday.
old folks should say it. Monday. Not Monday, Monday. You know?
Yeah, so yeah, as y'all come on in, let's go ahead and we're gonna do it like this here. I know how I like to do, get it started with some tunes.
Oh, you want me to
Yeah.
sing for him? You
Hell
want me to
no, not
sing?
yo,
You want,
no.
you want
Not
me to
them
sing?
tunes.
You
Them
want
was
me to
not
sing?
the
Should I
tunes
go
we were
sing something
speaking
like,
on, brother. It
all
was not
I
the shit.
do
Hey,
is
but I do want to shout out the
think
homie Nick Brooks, Ben Kenobi,
Hill City was good.
latest project, Return of the Jedi. We're gonna go ahead and jam out the 54 shots as y'all come on in.
Jaleesa, what's good? Love you, miss you
get it.
too.
Gotta start it over because I be jamming it.
Gotta start it over.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all ready, man?
We in here. Hey, as y'all come in, make sure y'all say what's up. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button, that love button, all of the buttons. If there's anything that you could push as you come in this, please push that thing. We in here. This is the Chop Up.
Aiming at your top when I air it out. One stop, 54 shots when I air it out. Fuck cops, pigs getting mopped when
We
I
got
air
George
it out.
Lee
Dumb chops
is
pull up
currently
the spot,
on
then I air it
TikTok,
out.
bringing the people over. Shout out to the boy Ig in the building. Miss you too. Love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? We need to speak soon.
Bodies turn cold. Dreams are shattered,
Name
glass
that
get shattered when them
say-
hollows get thrown. Part of
Name
my
that
throne.
799
Home. So we was walking in them streets. Now I'm walking these beats like patrolling police. But fuck 12, ain't no justice, no peace. Not just that, but just
Ill
be
City.
mad, just
Any
no
music
teeth.
that you
Fuck what
think we should be
See, them
jamming,
demons keep on I
please
am. Scheme on my
Yeah.
design again.
send it to us.
man.
Send it to us on Facebook. Send it to it on Instagram, or you can send it to us at business@thechopupshow.com. That's business@thechopupshow.com. Shout out to Daryl. Thank you for joining us, family. Day Day in the building. Was good with you?
Pull up to the station praying.
Take some time and share this thing. Go ahead and let people know we gonna vibe. Let people know Monday like every other Monday night. Y'all know we get in the mix. We do our thing. Send it out. Go ahead, hit that share, hit that like, hit that love, hit that subscribe, whatever you need to do to stay in.
Fuck cops, pigs getting mopped when I air it out. Dumb chops pull up on the
Already.
What up, Ig?
When I air it out.
Boy, Ig.
Boss heavy like Anvil.
Once we get a few more of y'all in here, we're gonna go ahead and get it started.
Left in the
Hey, boy,
landfill,
John,
yo,
what's
had me in
good?
Advil. My temperature rising.
Yeah, man. Y'all tap in with us on YouTube, man.
Yo, so just as usual, we on 3 platforms. If you want us on Facebook, we on Facebook at the Chop Up Show. We live at the Chop Up Show on YouTube, and we live at the Conscious Fleet on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? If you not following, if you own one of them and you not following all 3, make sure you go follow the other 2 that you need to be on. You know what I'm saying? We're giving you a lot of variety. You know what I mean? We got a great show though. We got a great show.
Just be prepared so you could go and get the
We got a great show. Daryl said he jumped over here from TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. And I just hit 20K on TikTok. I'm at 21K. You feel me? So I'm trying to compete with this nigga George. We'll see. We'll see.
One stop, 54 shots when I air it out. Fuck cops, pigs getting mopped when I air it out. Dumb chops pull up on the spot, then I air it out. Some pop aiming at your top when I air it out.
But this
Yes, sir.
We in here, man. Hey, shout out to you, Tommy Danger, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shout out to
And say
Tommy
again,
Danger,
yeah,
man,
shout out
the
to,
artist, the author, and the motivational. You feel me? Shout out to him, man.
Shout out to him. Also, shout out to the boy Ben Kenobi, Nick Brooks.
Say, man,
You know
it's
what I'm
just a
saying?
big
Again,
head,
dope
man.
project.
Hey, Marquise has got a big old forehead, man.
Yeah, George got a big head, man. But we are in here. This is the Chop Up Show. You know
What's
what
up?
I'm saying? I am the political plug, Damo. You feel me? I'm here with the lovely.
What's going on? I'm Toya G. My bad. I didn't mean to slide into that. When I seen what's up from BC, Canada, I got excited. Shout out to Terry in the comments representing from a whole nother country in this thing. We definitely appreciate you pulling in from up north.
That's love.
That's crazy.
Up north.
Jennifer was good. Marquise, back up off my boy.
Right.
But most importantly, thank y'all for coming out, pulling up tonight, listening in, all those beautiful and wonderful things. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like, hit that love, hit that share, hit that subscribe, whatever you want. Stay connected with what we got going on. We definitely happy you're here.
What's good with you, Lee?
And you know it's your boy, George Lee, aka Conscious Lee. Don't forget the Lee. GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com if y'all looking for any of that booking, and y'all know that this coronavirus about to hit back. You about to be in the crib. But listen,
it's grind time. That's grind
time. We got some things in store for you. You know, we know you're gonna have your phone in your hand a little bit more during the lockdown. We know you're gonna be able to do what you want to do. So listen, tap in, like Sweetie said. You feel me? It's shit. We're gonna have it edutaining every day, all day. Heavy play in a major way, baby.
Without a doubt. Now,
I agree. By the way, I should be getting sponsored for this. I'm gonna still sip my little cup. It's just ice now anyway, but definitely Pollo Loco. If y'all out there watching, one of y'all cooks, one of y'all, let me know, and we can pull out. We can make a mutual. I can make it worth your while. We can make a business relationship situation pop off. Shout out to El Pollo Loco.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people that should be sponsoring us. Really, I ain't gonna speak to what I'm partaking in. I'm cool on them. But as we say before we get into the show. We definitely got to start out with the Snap Chop, and kind of briefly touch on some things that's really interesting and going on right now, just to kind of get the conversation started. Now with this Snap Chop, this one is unique, even though we have a president who has not decided to kind of let it be or agree with everybody else that like, hey bro, you lost. He gonna have to be out of there eventually. So Trump is gonna be gone, and what I want to dedicate this Snap Chop to is a fantasy cabinet. Now, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that we think should be occupying these seats next to the president, they not going to be there. You feel me? Like they don't have the same cultural appreciation that we do. But George and Toya, to get into this Snap Chop, if y'all could have anybody, not even a politician either, but if y'all could have anybody serve in a cabinet position in a Biden administration, who would y'all have serving in what position? Now to start it out, I'm gonna be a little wholesome.
Can I just so that we can think, because this is gonna help me. I want to drop the different departments that we could be thinking of positions for.
Do you think?
Department of Education, Department of Agriculture, Department of State, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense, Department of Labor, Department of the Interior, Department of HUD, Department of Treasury, Veteran Affairs, and the Department of Justice. Oh yeah, also the EPA and the UN ambassador from the United States. So now, y'all think about that. Now go.
All right, so I got two. Right, the first one, I got one that's wholesome, and then the other one is on some nigga shit.
Okay.
I know you're gonna steal my wholesome one, but it's cool.
You think so? Yeah, I would say my wholesome one is LeVar Burton should be Secretary of Education. Reading Rainbow, LeVar Burton should be Secretary of Education, without a doubt. That nigga educated. I mean, he made this was like, you know how they be like, black people don't read books. I see a nigga reading books on TV every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's that's what niggas saw growing up. Like what? Like I mean, on top of what Reading Rainbow just did for book sales in general, which means like people were buying books after they were aired on Reading Rainbow. Like just having LeVar Burton represent like not just the education in the formal sense, but imagination. You know what I'm saying? Thought, like thinking outside the box. Because a lot of the books that he would introduce would, and a lot of the stories that Reading Rainbow would push would have a lot. It would be focused on like thinking bigger, thinking beyond. You know what I'm saying? Because as he would break down the stories and talk about, it would always be about this journey that would enrich the mind. You feel me? So yeah, so I would say for LeVar, my wholesome one, LeVar Burton for Secretary of Education. On some nigga shit, when we look at the Secretary of Commerce, I gotta go with Jeezy. Jeezy would be my Secretary of Commerce. Jeezy would be my Secretary of Commerce because that thug motivation, man. That's the don't nobody get money like niggas in the streets, man. Don't nobody get money like niggas in the trap. You feel me? And as much as I mean, because it's like a toss up. Any like Jeezy, Gucci, you feel me? Whatever. But in terms of like getting that like I mean that trap mindset. I think what made Jeezy dope is like, what was it like when he came out with the recession?
It's the recession.
You feel me?
Everybody,
when Jeezy came out with the recession, nigga, it was like, yo, like that's how you elevate, you know what I'm saying, like that trap mindset into like economics. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like into a larger conversation. And my president is black. That whole he didn't go from all right, I'm taking this, you know what I'm saying, this hustling mindset, this trapping mindset to corporations. That nigga took it to government. That nigga, his shit was called the recession. You know what I'm saying? So my Secretary of Commerce would be Jeezy. My Secretary of Education would be LeVar Burton.
Got you. Lee?
Yeah, man. Listen, I think Stacey Abrams should be able to pick whatever she wants. You know what I'm saying? Stacey Abrams should be able to be like, well, shit, Joe, I was thinking this, but I want to get paid this though. You feel me? I think Stacey Abrams should be able to choose whatever position she wants. And then being real with you, I just think that outside of Stacey Abrams, just a lot of the black women that really was putting groundwork in terms of, I feel like, galvanizing support, going door to door, people that was doing the organizing. I think they should be able to, you feel me, see by some positions. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, Joe Biden should be able to say he has the most not only diverse cabinet ever, but he should be able to say he put the most black women in positions of power ever. More specifically, outside of diversity, people of color, you know what I'm saying, minorities, quote unquote. You feel me? Like
he got the opportunity he got the opportunity to do that right now.
Well, no, I mean, the word that I've heard is that is the actual plan, is for him to try to achieve in a lot of different ways. And what's interesting about that diversity is he's not only trying to get it through gender diversity, sexual orientation, and race. He's also trying to put some Republicans in important roles too, to kind of demonstrate that he is literally diverse in every sense of the word. So I heard that's what you about to
when
see.
They go low, we go high.
Yeah, we're gonna see. But listen though, somebody on TikTok just said Cory Booker for HUD. And in my opinion, I just listen. Joe Biden, if y'all listening to me, and it's a slim chance. But in every one of these positions, y'all gotta have people that have some type of insight experience to what the hell the office they running. Cory Booker ain't never been on HUD.
I mean, and so I think
just his cousin T-Bone. His cousin T-Bone was on
right.
Was in
he ain't got time.
Yeah. I mean, and that was a theory that was tried out with this last presidential, cabinet, and with a lot of those decisions was they was trying to get outsiders to come in and see what that looks like, even down from the president on down, and we see that that's not a thing.
We don't want it. Betsy devotes to education. Nah, keep it.
Right.
All right. So
is that the only one you got though, George? You just had that one.
I feel like Stacey Abrams gets to pick whatever she
want to do. Yeah,
and you know what I'm saying. I want to see a lot of black women fill some positions. You feel me? That was doing a lot of that work for you, Joe.
Without a doubt. Go ahead, Toya.
And agree with Jaleesa and disability. That is definitely something that we're seeing. Interestingly, I think he's the first president to talk candidly, maybe outside of like FDR and some people who ended up sick as a result of some of their time in the presidency, but to have a disability and talk about that relationship to the office. So I know a lot of people is going to be on his cabinet who represent that element of diversity as well. For me, I'm going to take Vidisco. Vidisco said Michael Jordan should be in charge of foreign relationships. I think Dennis Rodman showed us that he's that guy. He went in there and hung out with Kim Jong-un, went to North Korea and had one of the most impossible, most unlikely, weirdest conversations ever. If you don't believe me, Google it. And so I think if somebody gonna do some foreign relations, maybe they can be a tandem. I don't know if it's a ambassadorship or over foreign relations, but I think they'd make a good tandem. What was I about to say? For Attorney General? No, not Attorney General. For the Department of Justice, I will nominate Annalise Keating. If y'all haven't seen and really just watch How to Get Away with Murder, she can think of every way to get out of something so much. So I don't think you're gonna ever get nothing past her. So I think if you need somebody to really hold it down, get Annalise on the job. I'm really a big fan of her strategy, her approach, her technique, and that'll be my choice for top cop in the United States.
Okay. Okay, that's actually that's a really good one. We got Ig in the chat saying Snoop for Secretary of Agriculture. Great pick. I definitely think that's a great pick. But who do y'all think? I was thinking about this though. In terms of other than because you said the top cop, you said Annalise Keaton for Attorney General.
I did. No, for the Department of Justice. Yeah, so Attorney General. Sorry.
Yeah. That'd be Attorney General. That's a good one. That's a good one because I couldn't. I'm trying to think who would I put in that position. Who would you want to be in charge of the police in the country?
Annalise Keaton, I don't know on Annalise Keaton, man. She know how to get away with murder, man. She don't
look.
I don't want to give away. I don't know if anybody. It's so now if I give away a spoiler, it's just y'all's fault. The show ends with her, I think, being becoming a Supreme Court justice or some shit like that. Like, so it's really it's a really interesting ending that you end up getting to. Sorry if you've had years to catch up. It's on Netflix right now. That's how I figured it out. But it was really interesting to watch her elevation, and I think she grew as a person. She refined herself. She adapted. She tried to start over. You know what I'm saying? She had a great redemption arc in that story. So that's just me.
Okay. Now Toya, you did have a list. Now somebody actually took it a little bit more serious than we did.
Yeah.
Right now. And you did have a list. Just to get some people educated on who would make what would make a good cabinet. This is from the homeboy Devin.
Yeah. So shout out to Devin. Every now and again he pops in on the show too. I'm gonna read down his picks and the cabinet positions and the picks he chose. And y'all give me a yay or a nay real quick. Y'all talk to me in the comments. So first of all, Department of Education, to me, a no-brainer. Elizabeth Warren.
Okay.
Yay or nay?
Department of Education?
Department of Ed.
Okay. I can dig it a little bit. Yeah, I can dig that. Way better than basic devote, so yeah.
Make sure y'all interact in the comments. Let us know how y'all feel about Department of Ed. Elizabeth Warren, yes or no? Jalissa says yay. Department of Agriculture. Some of these people I'm not familiar with. Chiara Sakini. Chiara Sakini. I'm not familiar with this person and their title. Iggy says nope to Elizabeth Warren, but this is for Department of Agriculture. I'll go on down. He says for Department of State, Barack Obama.
Barack Obama already said no. He can't. Michelle. He already said Michelle ain't having it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He already said Michelle said she'll leave me if I happen to
go back to government. Yeah.
Department of Homeland Security, James Comey.
Wow. Ready for what?
James Comey for what?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Kinda.
Security.
I mean, but shit, what are we rewarding James Comey for?
I don't know.
Hey,
anyway. It's as much of a more political specific fantasy list as anything.
If James Comey don't put out a silly memo talking about, we got some more emails from Russia, we wouldn't even been dealing with Trump the way we were.
I don't disagree.
To be rewarded for.
You gotta have either.
I say nay. I say nay to that. Goddamn it.
Okay. Strong nay. By the way, Ariel said you can toss Liz Warren, throw that bitch all the way away. To be clear,
all the way. She said all. Those three words were capitalized.
All the way away was what was said.
Yeah, go ahead.
Department of Defense, Colin Powell.
I fuck with it, and that's a conservative too. I fuck with it.
Okay. Yeah, so we got Department of Defense, Department of Labor, Bernie Sanders.
I fuck with it. You know that
I think
that's funny. He did that purposely. He's like, nigga, we don't want you know. And you know what? It was a report that came out that said that they were freezing out Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders from this administration. So we may not see something like that. But
why?
Because they radicals too far left,
and they don't want to alienate nobody.
Yeah.
So Brittany is down with the Bernie choice. Ig is down with the Colin Powell choice. Let's see. Sonia, I didn't catch what you were saying. Yay too. But we got some consistency here. After labor, we have the Department of the Interior, and he says Michelle Obama. So gave Michelle a seat.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like in my
it's
mind,
definitely fantasy because Michelle ain't fucking with no.
Messing with it in. It's like my mind. Like, she don't want. I feel like in my mind, if Michelle don't want Barack to mess with our politics,
Michelle ain't fucking with it at all. Niggas was saying they would vote for Michelle over Biden. But Michelle is like, yeah, let Biden got it. I'm cool.
We ain't get that though. We ain't get that though. It ain't happening. As a matter of fact, remember people was floating around the idea of Michelle Obama and Oprah.
Me, not even some people, nigga. You looking at them. I was floating Michelle Obama versus Michelle Obama.
You were the only person though. I seen it on the internet.
Jaleesa says she ain't busy. She ain't doing nothing. She might as well.
Yeah.
Tommy say yes to both of the above. So I'm assuming that's Bernie and Colin Powell. Big Boy is saying yes to Interior. Then we get to the Department of HUD. Somebody's name who I've heard, but I'm not familiar with. Damo, maybe you can fill this gray spot in for me. Karen Bass.
Oh yeah, she out here in Cali. Yeah, she out here in Cali. She a black woman, congresswoman. I forget what district she is, but she's this appeared to Maxine Waters.
Okay,
that's her partner. Yeah.
Department of Treasury. Interesting choice. Listen in. Andrew Yang.
I see what Devin is doing.
Yeah,
I see what Devin is doing.
Ariel says,
to me right now, I feel like he's showing me some of that top level Baltimore match 3 of Petty. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I learned that I was trying to break down to somebody that Petty is always political, and I think that I learned that from Baltimore. It's like Devin and Iggy.
I mean,
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Right
Shout out to the Baltimore.
Jarvis is saying yes. Jaleesa saying Devin. Then
I see what you're doing. It makes sense. I see what you're doing.
That's the point. Like Warren can't be too left, but then we thought Andrew Yang in there and be like, yeah, but he should fit just fine that.
Actually, to be for real with this cabinet, shit, too left. Conservatives would think it will be a civil war.
Yeah,
they thought we would really be going to war. This will hurt them. This type of cabinet would hurt them more than Donald Trump losing. Like they wouldn't be able to take both of them.
Yeah.
If you niggas do want a civil war, go with Devin's cabinet. but the thing about it is these people don't get a fucking loan. Bernie Sanders don't like Joe Biden motherfucking ass. Elizabeth Warren though, like matter of fact, we can go as far as say, and I say this, and we can go ahead and get into the first chop. We can go as far as to say
positions left, and then I'm done.
Okay. I'll say this, and you can go ahead and finish it off. We can go as far as to say Kamala Harris don't like Joe Biden fucking ass. We know that. We seen how they engaged. You know what I'm saying during the campaign on the debate cycle. So yeah, these people not enough of these. These are too many. This is too much hubris. That's why this is definitely fantasy because it's too much hubris. It's too much political ambition.
Yeah,
a lot of that's associated with them people moving forward for this to even make sense. But go ahead, let's finish that off.
Last of the list, the rest of the list. Department of Veteran Affairs is Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Department of Justice Attorney General Sally Q. Yates. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who Sally Yates is.
Yeah, she was the what was she? It's a black woman under Obama. She was the what was Sally Yates? Let me look up her title right quick. But go ahead.
And then the last one on here is the UN ambassador. He says Susan Rice.
Okay. The UN ambassador should be, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jordan.
Oh no, I actually got Susan Rice and Sally Yates mixed
up.
Tyra
Banks.
Oh. I actually got Sally Yates is she was a United States secretary and then deputy attorney general.
Yorkers know who Sally Yates is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got her mixed up with Susan Rice. Both their names start with an S.
Well, somebody on TikTok said Hillary Clinton for attorney general.
Hell no. Hell no. Super predators. Let's not do that. But yeah, so that's the Snapchat, man. We'll see how this nigga put this cabinet, or let me not call we'll see how they put this cabinet together. We'll see how he put this cabinet together. How this shit ended up.
Negroes that voted for Joe Biden because you wanted to be black, didn't you?
We ain't gonna talk about it. But anyway.
All right, wait. Terry says yes for the veterans. I'm a veteran up here, and we'll love that kind of representation.
Oh yeah, that's why I said what he did.
Is a veteran?
Like, yeah, without a doubt. That's
I know that.
What he did was what Devin did is he pretty much lined up like everybody's expertise, and which actually in a functional government that's bigger than the politics.
That makes sense.
That's actually the roles that they would play, to be honest. But you know, this where we at. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this first one. That we're gonna get into the social chop for you.
Yes. Social chop is pretty cut and dry. We decided to call this back like it never left, because it didn't. What are we talking about? The coronavirus. We are now at a place where, you know, it's getting wild. Multiple over 100,000%. I mean, 100,000 case days. States topping millions. Texas, California, a lot of states right behind them. And we know that things are set to shut down. We also know that amongst things being set to shut down, we are moving toward Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Eve. So the Rona is out here. And my question to y'all, to kind of just start off, kick it out the gate, I want to hear from y'all in the comments. How do y'all feel about the likelihood? I don't even say the likelihood because we know it's here. The effectiveness of this 4 to 6 week shutdown everybody's talking about, we just need, and that Biden has suggested will get us on track by sometime between March and June. What do y'all think about that?
Sometime between March and June.
So hey, that's spring to summer. So between March and June, that's about 3 months. What y'all think about that? Do you think
first I want to ask this. Is this the second bump that they knew we was going to go through, or did it just not stop?
You know what I'm hearing? This is the third wave. The second wave.
So this is the third wave. So we already got hit with the second wave.
So the second wave apparently was 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
So we were trying to get down and continued up in the spring. And then for Memorial Day, it propelled us. And then we actually started to come down a little bit. The 4th of July hit, sent us back up into a spike. And then we spent the rest of the summer in that spike and then started to fall. And now we're going back up again. Things are going back inside. It's too cold to be outdoors. People are having fatigue staying inside. And so people letting their guards down, kind of starting to do their thing. So here we are. Wave number 3 is, how do y'all feel about 4 to 6 weeks where everything shuts down and shit gets back on track? Is that a thing or no?
Fuck no.
Hold on. What you just asked?
Is it? Go ahead, re-ask the question to you, and I'll let you answer to it.
Completely shut down. Potential for there to be a positive outcome. Is that something you would be willing to go through, put yourself through, that you would endorse the support, or no, and why?
Hell yeah, I'm down for it.
Lee say yeah, Damo say no. It's a lot of shit just shaking in these comments. Explain yourselves.
I mean, I say no. Well, am I willing to do it? Listen, you talking to the wrong nigga. I've been quarantined since April. I never stopped. I'm not fucking with nothing. I don't even like people like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've been happily in the crib, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I am more than willing to, you know, again, chill some more. That's less money spent. I mean, date night in California is like what? It averaged damn near $200. You know what I'm saying?
This man said date night in California.
It averaged $200. I mean, anybody that live out here already know. Like that shit ain't no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bottles, you start to recognize that a bottle is much more. It's much cheaper than getting drinks at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all of these things. And then shout out to Toya for kicking it with me over my birthday weekend. My birthday weekend did pass, and Toya.
38,
yeah.
38th birthday.
33. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
38 years. That's almost 4 decades of time, man. He's been around here.
Stop playing. It's my Jesus year. 33. We in here. But yeah, like you know, it's life is cheaper and life is easier, and really, it's to our benefit. My thing is, I don't think people can do it though, and we going into the holiday season. All of y'all Christmas parties and Thanksgiving dinners and that shit's about to be super spreader events. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
I mean, yeah, but if you say people can do it, like I feel like if Toya was asking me, am I willing to do it? Yes, I'm willing to do it. I think that's a great idea. But if you said, I'm always asking, it's like, do I think people gonna do it? Nah, people not gonna do it. As a matter of fact, when I was back at home, you feel me? And shout out to, you know what I'm saying, some my people back at home. Some of y'all was on some bullshit though. Some of y'all on some straight shit like, Joy Lee, you still believe in that shit? This shit ain't real. Like, What?
Yeah.
So I think that because Donald Trump has already created the climate, and because a lot of people are literally just like, when you always in suspicion or you always suspect people be alive, when you a skeptic, skeptical of every damn thing, it make it where you have a hard time even dealing with information that's actually information that you can get.
You have a hard time discerning. You have a hard time discerning. You know what I'm saying? And to answer Chris Strickland question, what I was saying when I meant like bottles are cheaper, I'm saying like there's an incentive to go out, right? Like we go out and kick it, we go to bars, you know what I mean? We go to clubs and we buy drinks there, you know what I mean, to partake for those that do that. What I'm saying is it's little things that you recognize, like damn, like a couple drinks at the bar, taking in the ambiance and playing music is stupidly marked up, as opposed to just getting a bottle and playing YouTube music at the crib. YouTube music, that's a shout out. Y'all should sponsor us too. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't effing with us. I even try to say it right.
But that's what I mean though. It's like life is cheaper. Like we go out and just and I may be speaking from somebody living in California though. That also may be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, but let me ask y'all this though. Like just to kind of in this vein. Toya, how have you felt though? Like, have you felt the need? Do you need to stretch your legs? How you felt?
Yes. I
put up, yeah.
She said,
yeah, like in ways that are not even. I don't want to go and like be with a big group of people. I just want the option of going places safely without feeling like every single small thing I do is like about to cost me my life. Like that anxiety is out of control. And so when I say spread my legs or stretch my leg, not spread, Lord Jesus. When I say stretch my legs, what I mean by that is I want the ability to just not be pressed about.
You must really been stuck in the house too long. Lord have mercy. She's trying to get out and get it in. No,
so I missed small chances to go to the gym and take a deep breath without a mask on. You know what I'm saying? Like to go to the gym. They got to close our gyms down today. And so it sucks. And also things like doing my job, like just working. I want to do it in a typical way. Now I say all this and I got checked today by a friend of mine that had to remind me that I still got a job, that I still have a home, that none of those things have changed for me. And I'm so grateful. And I do have to say that, you know what I'm saying? I say this and I want to stretch my legs, but it's people who want to pay their bills. It's people who just want to eat without worrying. It's people who, you know what I'm saying?
Sonya B, where's your city, Sonya B? She said they had to request 10 mobile morgues because it's so out of hand. That's crazy.
I put up there like, so where you at, Sonya?
Yeah, so let us know.
You realize these are new these are new highs. Right, like what we thought was high the first time around, these new totals are higher than that. And so these are new numbers.
I think El Paso like top.
Oh yeah. They've been talking about El Paso too. And you know what? Because a large part of this problem is like I think what George just kind of spoke to Toya is a lot of people just don't take it serious. I mean, we're on YouTube right now. Shout out to Pro Black Politics. My boy Pro Black Politics is in the building. We here right. We in YouTube, and if you just glance at COVID and what people talking about in terms of COVID on YouTube, it's more conversations questioning the legitimacy of it, questioning what it means and what it represents and who's trying to push it on us, and talking about population control and all of that other shit. And these things become more important.
25% infection rate.
Gee, where?
Like
I think that's in El Paso.
Damn, but I mean, and it come from places where you have specifically conservatives, and I'll say this to you, and I'll let you get it back on track.
Yeah,
this is the existential threat. Existential threat.
Yeah,
that Republicans and Donald Trump specifically represent. When you have a health crisis that's clearly having an impact, when you're pushing this narrative to just undermine anything that's coming from outside of your echo chamber, to undermine anything that's coming outside of of whatever feedback loop you stuck in, to undermine all of that information, you're putting people's lives at danger. And I think one of the biggest things that's been talked about in terms of wearing these masks is it's not about you. It's about you not giving it to another motherfucker.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, the masks aren't perfect. They don't stop air for all the other shit. You know, people doing all these tests. But ultimately, the idea is that, like, we looking at shit like what's happening in El Paso because you have a culture.
You're trying to stop the curve, man.
You have a culture of skepticism that has went from, you know, healthy skepticism to calling shit into question to just full blown conspiracy theory metal hat wearing ass niggas.
Definitely.
And that's just keeping it a buck. Go ahead.
Sonya had added something I think meaningful. I want to make sure I catch. Sonya says, I got it at the clinic, and even when they tell you that you're no longer an active case, you still go through recovery. She was talking about still recovering. Christopher says, if you notice, the infection map is flipped from the first wave of infections. First, it was metro areas. Now rural areas are getting hit as hard as the metro areas were. And Jaleesa makes a great point that individualism is absolutely, literally a death sentence. And Iggy says, bro, you got to explain black people are conservative because they don't believe in the world. So niggas don't be red hatters. And yeah, I can definitely agree that niggas kind of move around. They conservatism a little bit different than the main ones running around with the caps on. And I mean, that too, your conservatism, you know, and you not really or falling into those politics, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to have that cap on.
In my hometown, and in Dallas, and in El Paso, it's a whole bunch of Mexican and black people that don't necessarily subscribe to that traditional conservatism, but damn it, they is skeptics of the government and of media and the, you know what I'm saying?
We're going to get back to that skepticism. That's how we're going to close it out. But for a second, I know I feel like Ill City, a couple other people had said earlier in the comments, I ain't banking with this lock-in because of the economic impact. Until y'all run me that stimmy, I'm not really trying to sit in the house. How you make me sit in the house with
Ill City? Let me find that comment.
Yeah, I'm going to go right now.
It's a catch-22 because on one hand you have people like that who are like, I can't be sitting in the house, sitting on my hands and not having no stimmy money. You also got people who run businesses though saying, you got me sitting in the house, y'all closing my businesses every 2 seconds. This is not sustainable for me to get out here. Now Joe Biden has said, listen, I'm gonna be honest and frank with you all as an American people. There is no economic recovery without controlling the coronavirus. It's literally off the table. You cannot have one without the other. If you don't control the virus, you don't have an economy to revive, to work through, to strategize through, to pick up. And so how do y'all feel about this bread situation? Do y'all think a stimmy is coming? Do you think, like Damo, what you've been hearing is a political plug? Like, what do you think? How much money do you think we need? I know I'll say this last thing where conservatives are trying to like really be nitpicky about who gets it and who gets what. I think they're trying to take this whole everybody gets a check option off the table and make it a little bit more difficult for people who got them before to get them again. So what y'all think?
Yeah, so you have more of a likelihood. This is exactly why those Senate races were so important. Because what was holding up the conversation was Senate Republicans and their approach to entitlement programs. Because of course, when you're dealing with conservatives, the first thing that they look to about when the government is giving out money, the first question they ask is, well, who's getting it? You know what I'm saying? And they use the examples of like, this is now we went from the welfare mom to the unemployment, anybody, you know what I'm saying? The unemployed millennial, whatever, because there's this idea that even though, I mean, Joe, we've seen it. You have some people that are like literally like taking advantage of unemployment. You got some people that's scamming unemployment. And so with people making music videos about it and all that other shit, it's spurring anybody to watch Fox News when they justify why they challenge the idea that we should just be giving out stimulus money or unemployment boost in terms of benefits. The argument is that you have more people de-incentivized to return to work, which is not true. Like if you look at the statistics, you'll see that most people that what most people are wanting to do is to return to their job, but they don't want to work under the idea that it's possible that they'll get this life-threatening or life-altering virus. That's the problem.
Right.
It's like I'm not going to choose a paycheck over my life. You know what I'm saying? And so
I think that whether we get this check or not, I think that as long as the coronavirus lingers, the way that our society is set up now and how it's manifesting now, I think we're gonna keep on continuing to see capitalism be exposed in the ways that it kind of messes up our priorities. Right now, we have to literally think about profits versus people. and how if we try to literally save people, it's gonna mess up the profits, but it's gonna also mess up the people. And it's almost like this big old like mind fuck circle of capitalism that literally makes it where we are valuing profits and you know what I'm saying, shit, the interest rates and what we're gonna be able to make off of it in terms of what we're gonna lose from being in the homes. And I think that to me it exposes the romanticization of capitalism, how people will be like, man, capitalism is the best thing since this, that, and the other. It's like, well, shit, we got the surplus of wealth around us, so we had to make it where people ain't gotta be hungry and people ain't gotta worry about eating, sleep for dinner, people ain't gotta worry about going without lights and waters because of the coronavirus. But at the same time, no, shit, you got people that's literally hoarding all the goddamn resources and making it where we having to fight over crumbs and making it where we have to sit on the chop up and talk about maybe getting another check and thinking about how people being gatekeepers of the resources. Like everybody should get it.
Let's not forget, Ariel is coming up with some heat in the comments that we got to recognize. There is a whole level of capitalism that not only is, making certain people, rich, but making the richest people richer. Jeff Bezos is balling. Mark Zuckerberg balling. Owners of Google, Amazon. Not Amazon,
Zoom,
eBay, Zoom.
Oh yeah, they've quadrupled profit. Yeah.
So much so that with the announcement, and this is what's crazy, y'all, with the announcement of, and this is how I'm gonna transition over here to these vaccines that's coming out. One came out last week. This week, today, they announced another one with an even higher effectiveness rate. But with these coming out, the stocks changed, right? Stocks went back up. And what happened is what they call soft entertainment, or I forget what they call them, but Zoom, Netflix, and Amazon stocks dipped. I think Amazon may or may not be their company, but theirs dipped because people are taking out their stocks and moving them to regular economy now that there's an anticipation that this vaccine is going to start picking up other industry and put stuff back on the same track. So
they're going back into diversifying. They moving away from like the surefire, what we know, what I'm saying, is going to pop, all the digital shit, to be like, okay, now let's get into this other shit while it's low, because we know that shit gonna skyrocket again.
It's crazy too.
Right. And so my question as we move into these new vaccines are twofold. I'm gonna start with the idea that they exist. Now you had the Pfizer, I think one that came out 90 point something percent correct success rate, effectiveness rate, and then you have today I forgot the name of the company that has the new vaccine, but theirs is 94.5. Are these numbers? And so what I've heard about both of these vaccines collectively.
Let me make it easy for you, Toya.
Wait. I mean, finish framing it. What we've heard about these collectively is that the fact that both of these have such effectiveness and success rates says a lot about the direction and trajectory of vaccines, says a lot about the possibilities and that things are on the right track, that things are healthy and good and will be effective for the large percentage of the population, and that people are going for it. So are we Moderna? Thank y'all. Help me. I was about to say something that started with an F, but it wasn't Moderna. But Moderna is the one that came out today. Is that a good sign? Are we leaning into that? Are we excited about the efficacy of the vaccine?
Can I go first?
Please.
Black people. I appreciate everybody that's listening, but this message is specifically to Black people. Don't take that shit. I'm going to keep it a buck. I am not an anti-vaxxer at all. I think that certain sciences have a certain level of reliability. That does not mean trust. Reliability. We do know, thank you to Derek Bell, when it comes to white people and certain shit, that interest convergence theory is crucial. There are certain aspects where both the interest of white culture and the dominant culture intersect with Black people. Public health is one of those. We interact. We live in the same societies. But that does not mean that we then make ourselves, because we talked about this when the HBCUs were invested in convincing people to get vaccines. Mm-hmm. What needs to be explained, we don't need to be the damn guinea pigs.
Okay.
We don't need to be the people putting our face out there. We don't need to be the people taking the risk. Do we know that we dying more? Yes, that's 100% true. I want to go ahead and answer that right now. But guess what? That's happening because of how we're treated in the healthcare system.
Ooh, but can I respond with?
Ooh, I was about to start going off, girl. If you didn't, boy, go ahead. Do you think?
Right. People will say the argument has been, and we talked about this on that same episode as well, that you cannot out of one side of your mouth say that you have to be skeptical, but on the other side that you want to be included and accounted for in these types of studies, in the development of these things, so that you can't say you're being left out or excluded. They have to test these things on Black people's bodies to fine tune them to make sure they work effectively. A lot of people say, well, y'all are so scared to participate in these. The imbalance comes from the recalcitrance and the skepticism that you have that then cuts into our ability to make sure that it meets the needs of that demographic. How do we reconcile that?
I'm gonna let you get it right after this, George. The way that we reconcile that is understanding that there are always these risks associated with any initial trials, any initial tests, right? So they're saying, oh, we got 90-something%, so we knocking it out, we good. Okay, cool. That's a bet. But remember, when they was testing shit on us, they was doing it for the benefit of them. When all them viruses and vaccines, even though it was being done on us, it was so that it could be done better for them.
True.
We don't need to be, the guinea pigs, the official guinea pigs, which is the people who allowed the trials and the testing, they did that. This whole mass idea, y'all make yourself available for that. And if it work out, then we'll holler at you. You know what I'm saying? If it work out, then we'll see what's up. We don't need to be on the front lines, because what we know about Black people in the healthcare system, period, is the precautions that they'll take for the more lighter skinned individuals don't ever apply to us.
Yeah.
We need them precautions taken. Y'all go ahead and do that, figure it out. And then once y'all figure it out, then come holler at us. We can work it. We'll work all of that out and everything else. Yeah, we'll do what we got to do after y'all figure that shit out. We done being guinea pigs, though.
I think that they can give us just some transparency where we get to pick the people that show. What I'm saying, get to tell us the insights of, you know what I'm saying, what's in the vaccines and how the vaccines is impacting people on a day-to-day basis. I think that we'll be able to kill some of that skepticism. I do think that it's a double-edged sword, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what you and Toya have presented is a double-edged sword of literally the times, what it means to be Black in 2020 in America, with just the coronavirus disproportionately impacting us. And we know that we have to be able to cultivate unique ways to talk about how the coronavirus is impacting us in unique ways, like Toya is saying. But I also understand what Damo is saying in terms of just historical skepticism and how we get screwed over and just being some fungible objects for guinea pigs.
That's what Mrs. Dixon said. True. We don't need to raise our hands first. Is ultimately what it is. We can participate, but we don't got to raise our hands first.
Yeah. And we don't need to be, and we shouldn't be coerced into thinking that like we should be the first ones.
Yeah.
Historically, that does not work to our benefit. It's 2020. We're not falling for the same shit.
So I'm gonna go and slip out of coercion, and this is how we're gonna close it out.
Coercion.
Straight up mandates. So the state of New York, for example, has gone as far as to say that they are mandating the vaccines, right? That when they are up to par, ready to be given, ready to be administered, that everybody's gonna have to get vaccines. And so how do you all feel about what's feeling like an inevitability of vaccines starting to be the gatekeeper to your employment, to your ability to go and do certain things, to travel? You feel like that's a likelihood? Do you feel like that's government overreach and nothing like that would ever happen? What's y'all vibes on the likelihood that vaccines are your golden ticket?
My initial reaction was like, hell no, this, that, and the other. But now that I got kids, I'm thinking about what I had to go through. Shit, we already got hella vaccines mandated. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got that tetanus shot, they're gonna look at you crazy. If you ain't got, you know what I'm saying, what other shots? They got
well, it's a technical. I mean, any of the
measles.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say for sure.
This is like I feel like there are already shots that's mandated that you can't really go into public spaces if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that you got to just really be mindful of. You feel me? How in some instances it's already mandated, and just thinking about trying to learn more about the vaccine now. Because right now right now it's like shit, I got locked up in the crib. I can't go to work. I ain't going to work then, I guess. You know
Haley Hawthorne said the healthcare fields require a flu shot each year already. So that's one thing. I mean, and I got some homegirls that's doctors, and my sister-in-law is actually an OBGYN. And that's one thing that they talk about heavily is that like it's certain things that in terms of just like society and medicine. That's not, by the way.
That's the wrong.
That's not that, by the way. But in terms of things like the flu vaccine, it's like, all right, do we take certain precautions? It's like, yeah, okay, we take certain precautions. But when we start getting into vaccines, I think the one thing that that's even being discussed in the chat is that question of transparency.
One of the things, I mean, Brandon says something important that I do want us to keep in mind that is a part of this New York situation. It's not the same with measles, mumps, rubella, etc. With those things, they are exceptions that exist in ways that people can get out of having to take those vaccines. Whereas with this coronavirus vaccine, I think because of the current just kind of impact on what it's looking like, people are not able to opt out for any personal. That is one of the caveats of it. You can't opt out of it for personal, political, or religious reasons. You can't say that I'd like you literally they're like you have to take this shit in order to participate in civil society. And so it's gonna be interesting as we get a lot of people who are individualists in their own rights, who have religious, political, and personal reasons and justifications why they don't and shouldn't have to take this particular thing. But we got to start thinking about the collective good when we talk about, and this is calm theory, this is philosophy, this is political science, the characteristics of different countries. The United States is known historically to be an individualist nation. As much as we are on some united we stand, divided, very much the divided we fall is a little bit more true for how we move around in these situations, because that's kind of how we're doing it with the coronavirus. But it's gonna be interesting to see. The Rona is back like it never left, because it never left. Good luck to y'all. Be in the crib. They shut the gym down. That was my biggest field trip on any given day. So I'm about to go get these resistance bands and start rolling back around on the fucking floor again. If y'all know what's
that, get you that and the exercise ball, get you resistance bands and the exercise ball. You be all right.
Back there, I got some little weak ass 8-pound weights, but I've been pushed, so I need some 12s and 15s again. If you know what the cheap weights are, let your girl know.
Facebook, buy from the Facebook marketplace. You should be good.
I'm gonna go check them out, man. I might end up going ahead and breaking it down and giving Jeff Bezos some of my cash, but we'll see, because this show ain't in no stores for real. So I gotta even find.
Jeff Bezos making all the money, man.
And he getting the coin.
Monopolizing the market, low key. But we ain't talking about it.
But yeah, so that's the social chop. Thank you for that, Toya. Back like it never left. George, just go ahead and get into the hip hop chop. This is the first hip hop chop. So
y'all know the hip hop, the hippie to the hibbity hip hop. We calling this the hip hop chop, man. We're gonna start this off with exploring the year of Meg Thee Stallion. So according to BET, Meg Thee Stallion was able to win the hip hop album of the year award. And according to GQ, Meg Thee Stallion is the rapper of the year. A lot of people have been kind of characterized Meg Thee Stallion getting these awards as being sympathy awards, or some people have been saying that, Meg Thee Stallion actually deserved these awards and she should get her due, her just respect. My question, to my co-host and to the comment section. Do y'all think that Meg Thee Stallion deserves rapper of the year and album of the year? Why not?
Yes. For this is the same conversation we had about Cardi. People were sick of Cardi this, Cardi that. She can't really rap. She don't write her own shit. She's not that talented. Yada yada yada. But she had endorsement deals. You couldn't go nowhere without hearing her songs. She had collabs. She had sales. People were interested. She got that Super Bowl deal. All of those things. Meg has been eating. She's been working her ass off, and she's been doing it from before the shooting situation and stuff like that. So you can't blame it on that. I think in a lot of ways it does nothing but boost it. What they say, any publicity is good publicity. So if it's
especially on top of the world,
so the niggas can be like, man, let me see if this Megan Thee Stallion bitch can actually rap. Let me go ahead and listen to this shit and see what if that's what it takes for people to listen to you for the first time, then congratulations. You got streams. Streams equal money, money equal career equal record sales, it equal boost. Everybody was wiping. It was redone. It was a rendition. It was all over. Everybody had a version. Exercise classes. You can't sit up here and tell me this girl didn't eat. Hot Girl Summer, the song with the baby. I can sit up here. We can sit up here if we honest with ourselves and drop that girl's resume, and we know good and doggone well she at the very least competed with the niggas that feel like they in her peer class, and she won. It's the year of the woman. It's the generation of the woman. Women is eating. But when if that did that give her a huge edge? No. Did it set her apart and let you know that a woman is on the scene eating these niggas up? That she's in the conversation unequivocally. Don't matter what genre. Take the female rapper, women rapper off of it. Just talk stats. She showed that, and so she won. That's that. Like, I don't know. It's not that hard. And
where it used to give me headline shipping, and yeah, she was killing them features crazy too.
Period.
Them features,
and she can rap.
Well, I would have to say this. Do I think that she deserves album of the year? No, I do not. I don't. But that's not to take away from none of her influence. That's not to take away from, what she represented and what she was able to do. That's not to take away from any of those things. It's actually who is giving these titles out. We don't give a fuck who GQ thinks is the album of the year in terms of hip hop. We don't go to GQ for our rap knowledge. You know what I'm saying? BET has lost that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They ain't had no legitimacy in terms of they hip hop awards in a while. Really, the reason why BET is having the hip hop awards, it was like, damn, we ain't got to do no whole production. We can just have people shoot some live performances in cool places and then just air that shit. We can have a whole BET awards with a third of the cost.
Yeah,
right. That's the only reason we having the BET awards. J. Cole was even rapping about the BET Awards not even going down. That shit was gone. So, yeah, man. When it comes to, I give Meg Thee Stallion all the credibility and all the accolades and everything she deserves. And fuck Tory Lanez to this day. I will always be a fuck Tory Lanez nigga. I'm an R&B ass nigga anyway. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, album of the year now.
Just to be clear about the competition in that category, because this is why a lot of people was upset for album of the year with on BET. It was against DaBaby for Kirk. DaBaby, Blame It On Baby. So he had 2 albums in contention. Future, High Off Life. By the way, Blame It On Baby is better than Kirk, but that's just me.
Definitely.
Lil Baby, My Turn, and then Meg.
The Roddy Ricch album should have been in there too, but whatever.
Yes, it should have. So those are the people she was kind of in contention with. Yeah. So I mean, what's up?
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I thought that Megan was doing her thing, and I think that Megan deserved one of these awards. I feel like one of these awards she can have, but both of them, I think it was kind of juice. Like Lil Baby has had one of the biggest years in hip hop that I feel like our artist has had in a very long time. It's based off of him, the streams he's gotten, based off of how many albums he sold, and based off of how long he was number one. With the bigger picture, like literally how based off how long he was number one. I was thinking like, damn, y'all ain't think he got the album or at least the rap. One of these should have went to Lil Baby, not DaBaby, but Lil Baby Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You feel me?
Hey, I for picking up what I was putting down to this day.
I mean, I just think people already like it's like it's no longer about the music no more. I think that's why it's like I don't take any of these award shows serious just because it's like you said, like people find other reasons outside of the music to give people. When motherfucking Macklemore won a Grammy for best rap album over J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. The whole award show ceremony shit was I tossed all that shit out.
It's gone.
All of that shit out. That shit don't make no fucking sense. That shit is all clown. Like nah. And so even with this, it's like she not getting it because of her album. Just like even what Toya said, like she getting it because of everything else. And it's like, okay, if that's what we doing, that if that's what the award represent. Don't not give it to her. I'll never say deny her. I'll never say deny her accolades. But man, I remember album of the year used to be because when you go through each track 1 through 16, it was usually like 1 through 16. That was Heat. But now it's other shit. So cheers to Meg Thee Stallion.
And I'm hopeful that even as Meg gets more bump and credibility, we continue to dispute and debate the deservingness, but that at least that vein and that lane is open and that it's possible. I think that's important. One of the things I'm looking over in the comments in terms of just award shows, I wish we had better supported, better infrastructure platforms of our own to celebrate a whole lot more different type of art. You know, BET is kind of weird and has been kind of weird, and we have a weird relationship with how they appreciate the art that Black people produce. And so I do think we get pigeonholed in weird ways. And when it's only one source of celebration, you know, it ends up being kind of contrived. And so we only get rap and hip hop or hip hop and R&B categories. We don't really explore a lot of the other genres that Black people are tearing the hell up right now. I really wish, like, I want more Lil Nas X. I know it's more niggas singing good ass country music that I just really wish I knew more about. And that
it definitely is. Hey, the Zydeco scene in Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, Mississippi, it's a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying, like talking about ride horses every day.
I mean, that
Zydeco, you feel me?
We got to keep making more space for Afrobeat. You know what I'm saying? That's another genre that I think, you know, as Americans and as Black Americans, you know, we're in a unique position to kind of vibe with. And I think we have in a lot of ways, but making that transition a little bit more sincere and legit. So, I mean, you know, it's a lot of good stuff going on out there. Shout out to Meg. It's a lot of people ain't going to agree, but she's on Saturday Night Live. She was on this, on that. She's not finna stop. Especially for the most part.
She's going harder and harder.
Yeah. So, I mean, what's the next hip hop you want to talk about?
So, man, the next thing we segueing into, man. So we know that in the past week and a half, we had a plethora of different, you know, rappers kind of get off of social media for various different reasons. We know that, speaking of the baby, you know what I'm saying, prayers and condolences that go out to him and his family. His brother, you know what I'm saying, committed suicide, and you know they're dealing with that. You know that Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying, lost King Von. He went off, you know what I'm saying, pretty much went into a social media break. We know that Travis Scott also went into a social media, you know, type of rest. We know that recently Meek Mill also. My question to y'all is, what do y'all think of these celebrities, particularly the rappers, taking social media breaks, and kind of could y'all see yourselves taking a social media break yourself?
I think it's good, and absolutely. One of the things this pandemic has continued to do is humanize people who we put on higher levels. They've had to humble themselves and be more human with us and share vulnerable moments from, you know, they are entertainers by nature. So they want to put a camera on themselves and be seen and do the thing. And so they've had to shift and change and morph and now try to do that from their houses. So that's taxing. And then you got a pandemic that's shutting down your money and your real life. And then your friends and the people you care about are still being shot down and victims to the same shit that you probably was trying to run from when you got into this rap game. And so a lot of the shit you see is humanizing. You know what I'm saying? It's the human experience, and it's what they would probably experience in a whole lot more closed, sheltered, drive-by type of way. But now we got nothing but time. So now they feeling the shit. And I think it's wise that for the mental health that I can only imagine in gymnastics, they got to go through to keep it intact, that they probably take some time for themselves and do that. And I think about shutting down Facebook by getting off of Instagram a lot. I probably hang around on Twitter because that's literally a news source for me and I classify it as such. But I don't do it because I got shit like to chop up. I don't do it because my job interacts on these social media platforms. If it weren't for that, I've been out of here because I overindulge in a lot of trauma porn. These niggas get shot, and now all of a sudden people I ain't never heard their music for, I'm trying to connect the dots about their murder. I'm being honest about that. I don't listen to King Von. I don't have a reason to. I don't listen to Lil Durk. I don't listen to
Mo3.
Mo3.
Yeah.
I never heard it before. These are beautiful poets, great artists in their own right. I just never sought out their music. And so now all of a sudden I'm taking in the trauma porn that's being given to me in some ways, and I'm walking away from it in others because I found out too much about that Mo3 murder today. I was like, Lord Jesus. Just reading, following the rabbit hole. And it's because it's out there, you know, so yeah, people need to take a break from that, especially when it starts stacking up and piling up like it is right now.
Mental health is wealth, man.
I don't know why y'all put me in this position, but I say it. That shit is meaningless. It's meaningless because celebrities don't follow nobody. They post. If you go to any celebrity page, they have millions of followers and they follow maybe 100 people, maybe 200 people. They not getting the shit that we seeing. They not dealing with the they don't follow media takeout or, you know, hip hop is real, whatever the the different. They don't follow that shit, man. We consume them on social media.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They don't consume us. They don't. I mean, yeah, you may see a tweet here or a tweet there because you get retweeted and people post you and shit. But when you got 1 million something followers, 1 million something subscribers, like you're not seeing half of that shit. You see one thing that's maybe it's like I ain't like that comment, whatever. But it's like, I mean, I think it's a bit. I do think it's a bit pretentious because it's like, for example, when we talking about celebrities and how they operate on social media. Those social media companies come to them like incentivizing them to be on the platform.
True. Yeah.
They not like the addictions that we got. And I'll call it addictions for real. Like the constantly checking Facebook and constantly they're not dealing with that shit like us.
I think busted that era of that wide open. Like we've had a bunch of people kind of be popular celebrity pop culture icons in this new era. But DJ Khaled, when he took over Snapchat for that amount of time and just was the first.
Or Wiz Khalifa and Twitter. Wiz Khalifa and Twitter was the earliest, because Wiz Khalifa was the first celebrity that niggas was like, wait, I can say something to this nigga?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he can respond?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like when you go back to, like, really, Wiz Khalifa and Twitter is the reason why Twitter popped the way that it did. Because that nigga was actually retweeting people, and then like the Wiz's class. Like, so like the what's his name? The nigga from DC.
Currency.
Wale, Currency. All of these niggas, they started engaging with fans. This was the first time people actually started fucking with their fans. And it's like, damn, like I could tweet Wiz Khalifa, and he could tweet me, but he'll see it. He'll tweet me back.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. That's the thing that they made it where they started having to do it, because it's like, I agree. Most celebrities don't consume what we consume, but they still consume shit. They just consume it differently. Because all it is they just posting the picture, and then they just steady going to their feed and seeing who liking the picture, how many likes they getting, seeing figuring out what blog sites is reposting their pictures, and then me just seeing all the rappers that's dying. I can only like literally, bro. They comment sections is being spammed with all type of shit.
Yeah,
you feel me? So thinking about the Lil Durk shit, it's like, man, they literally was talking about disrespectful shit about King Von all up in the comment sections, literally within minutes of him dying. And it's not just one comment; it's like millions of comments.
Right, but I think that further proves my point though. Like, you don't take in billions of comments, nigga. You a celebrity. Like that's what I'm saying. I think that the people that I think that the Baby and Lil Durk, I think that they uniquely got off because of their social media presence, literally bringing about the spammed comments in, literally people in the comment section. Because the shit that Toya talking about, that shit was literally put into a comment section and it spread like wildfire when it when it comes to Mo3 and how Mo3 got killed. That literally got put in the comment section and that shit went everywhere. You feel me? Yeah, go ahead, Toya.
I found out about that the things that I found out today on that Mo3 shit on a retweet that was talking negative about women and how they messy as fuck and how you can't trust everybody with it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, dang, why you got to talk about women like that? And then now I'm here, and then now I'm reading the unfolding of the story and then the thing is, all it said was that he was leaving a woman's house. So now the young lady being drugged through the dirt for just being somebody associated. So it you know what I'm saying? But now I'm participating in the rumor mill. And now I'm like, I don't need to know.
And that's the reason why they got to get off. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, even because of who they are, getting off social media don't stop. Because it's like even who was the comment? Let me go back up. They was like, most of these people don't even manage their own social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they don't have to get off. It's like you a celebrity, bro. Like ultimately, everything. Because look,
social media.
Because even if you like, oh, I want to cut myself off from social media because I want, I want to move away from. It's national news. King Von getting killed, Lil Baby, all that shit. Nigga, you don't even need to be on social media to see that. You start just getting this blog sending it. You know what I mean? Like stories on any hip hop. It's a hip hop story. And when you become a celebrity, I think it's certain, you know what I'm saying, like conversations that we have about social media, like, when I got off social media, it was because like, damn, I'm always on Facebook, or a motherfucker watch what's the shit called? The documentary. What was it called? the social dilemma. Like because we being pimped too. Like we're a product. Like they selling shit to us on social media. The Little Durks, and of course, not undermining the tragedy, not downplaying the tragedy, but they're providing the product that we consume. They not consuming us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know. I think it's a bit just like one of them things where it's like, is it significant? Nah, not really. Niggas is like a nigga who don't really follow anybody or pay attention to really most people on social media because I'm not even big like that. And when I get a TikTok video that pop and it got over 1,000 comments, I can't read half them comments, and that's only 1,000. So 1 million coming in, like, oh yeah, that's just really come on, bro.
I mean, hey, I like India Lee Rose's comment. She said, they said, I feel like social media should have business hours, and I kind of tend to agree with you. We definitely got on there, and at the beginning of the Rona, overconsumed, took too many people in. A lot of people, and I want to say this just as an aside in terms of celebrities. A lot of people was like, yeah, nah, social media, like celebrities ruin it. Every time we get a good platform, celebrities being on it actually is what makes the quality of it go down. A lot of people say that about things like OnlyFans. A lot of people have said things like that about Twitter. The president being on it makes it like something different, like a tool of policy and politics.
Yeah, when you have other people operating it like when John McCain was sending out tweets.
Yeah.
Like when his mom was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the man was suffering from brain cancer. But he's sending out tweets like that's weird.
I didn't know anything about that, but yeah,
I know that when it comes to Instagram, I know to me Instagram is uniquely commercial in the way that people are able to like get on it every day and literally look for people to consume. And I know that if you got goddamn 5 million followers, 3 million followers, that's 3 million people that gets up to consume your content. So even if you don't give a fuck about the celebrities part, just thinking of the people that's consuming it, you know what I'm saying, thinking about the impact it has on them. But I was, you know what I'm saying, thinking about specifically about how a lot of things are going on in the world right now. You feel me? And how the human aspect of the celebrities, like, at the end of the day, they just some people that got particular talent that makes it where people go to them, and they, you know what I'm saying, like Toya said, we still see the real shit they got to go through. Yeah. You feel me? It's like shit, the baby lost his brother. I mean, the baby lost his brother. You feel me? His brother gone. It's like shit, him being a celebrity don't make it where he don't get to have to deal with his brother being gone.
But whether or not he on social media don't like also don't like it's already, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, dude. To me, impact, impact both ways. To me, like he just put out a single with Black Youngster. You feel me? Him disabling his Instagram mean that he not getting to advertise and promote his new single with Black Youngster to his 10 million followers. That impacts the streams that he gets. That impacts literally the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that impact like the money made off of it. But when we talk about like the impact that has on his overall well-being, like nah, it don't, because he don't really give a fuck. Like because I think most celebrities already know it's motherfuckers talking about me, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I'm a celebrity. It all comes. Yeah, they know that. So
any pub is decent pub, but I mean, it's debatable. When it's all said and done, Jaleesa made the comment earlier. I mean, they still people. You know what I'm saying? And people are complex creatures. You know what I'm saying? How wild is it that how wild is it that the same thing that bring you a lot of attention, give you a lot of whatever, you know how people are. You post one thing about your life, people ask you inappropriate questions, they overreach, they be in your business, people say negative things, and sometimes you need support. All these fans, all these people that love you, look up with this big follower number and want people to maybe hug. Being a celebrity is probably lonely as hell, so you look for community, you look for people, and then at the same time you got a whole bunch of trolls and problematic people that make it difficult for you to be real about your life. People are human, and it's a complex situation, even celebrities. But Lee, you got it. That's just me.
Yeah. The last thing we're getting into is actually what I feel like we get to look at Damo. Like, we know, Damo, you feeling your little drink that you little tip, man, and you on your skepticism shit like nothing matters. But now we're gonna talk about gun violence.
Before we get into the serious shit, let me say this.
On social media, how it leads to the streets, and how, you know what I'm saying, literal beefs. You feel me? People talking about taking sides and people being like, we from this street, we from that street, literally how it manifests itself into people dying. And we're about to talk about now how in the past week and a half, we've had so many rappers that's been shot, you know what I'm saying? Some of them been killed, some of them may survive, you know what I'm saying? But we know that literally what happens on social media finds its way back to the streets. You feel me? Literally every one of these beefs, from Trap Boy Freddy and Yella Beezy and Mo3 to King Von and Quando Rondo to, you know what I'm saying, shit, even what L Dub was in, all this shit came from social media. Mm-hmm. So you have to be real and think about what your presence, even if you think that your presence don't mean nothing or don't mean nothing, you have to think about how social media presence and what you do on social media specifically leads to death. My question to y'all though is, do we think we're sliding back into 1990s rap type, rah West Coast type, West Coast versus East Coast type setting?
Damo, did you want? Am I ready to cut you off, bro?
Nah, I was thinking too. I was trying to figure out where I was gonna go.
So one of the things.
Because Ill Cities.
Well, and so Ill City is like, yeah, this is a thing, and it's an elephant in the room. It's something we got to kind of get to. And so when we talk about these social media beefs, I think what's interesting is not only the fact that they exist and we can't deny that, but one thing that was interesting that I was listening to on just a video or Twitter maybe about East Coast, West Coast beef of the 90s was that name was a name that was created in media. Right, that name and that kind of identification of
about East versus West,
polaristic kind of forces against each other, doing that. That was something very muchly drummed up and made worse by media, and so it's kind of weird because in one way, I think it's interesting that social media is both the driving mechanism and the driving force, but also I think I'll reshape that. Social media is the playing ground, the battlefield, or the playing ground where a lot of this is taking place. But it's also the medium that is catalyzing a lot of these issues and making them worse, right? Taking them to the next level and pushing them. So on one level, just by the nature of how we communicate and the fact that we're in a pandemic, a lot of this shit is going down on social media because I can't see you in your face. I can't, it's just more barriers. But what's making it worse and heating it up? Social media as well. And so that's kind of is weird because I guess my answer to that question is maybe. But I think we can only work to make it worse. I think social media can also be a thing that helps us kind of resolve and grapple and confront with it if we use it right. So it depends on how you're looking at it.
Nah, I mean, I don't think it's the same as the 90s. I mean, you feel that same tragedy though, because the idea is that these is guys that like y'all was living like, I mean, y'all made it out. You know what I mean? Like you was in places and had access to places that really kind of kept you out of that, and somehow it found you. I mean, in these instances, we can't even really say somehow because we kind of know, a lot of them was kind of like this was the life that they lived and they was gonna live it regardless. But I think what we dealing with now is you had guys who, I mean, they weren't too much younger. Pac died at 25, but it was one of them things to where the music, the rap shit kind of spilled over into into music. It was mostly music, like Toya said, with the East Coast, West Coast beef. That was really, media shit, right? So that was really just music shit. But somehow, like when they talk about Tupac and his like gangster persona, or Biggie and just his relationship with the streets and the people that he was around, we look at those as instances where the violence of the streets spilled over into the music.
Yeah.
This is some shit that's more so like, this ain't got shit to do with music.
Yeah, this shit right here be so intertwined where it's like Chicago music, drill music is literally about, you feel me? Fuck them from that street, I'm from this street.
But I'm not even gonna demonize anybody from Atlanta or anybody from Chicago, any whatever. But these are instances of what Boondocks describes as nigga moments that really are unnecessary, and we shouldn't have to deal with them. And if one decision is made and we just go the other way, this huge tragedy don't happen, right? It's a lose-lose. Like nigga moments is lose-lose. Like if we look at what happened with King Von or what happened with Mo3, these instances of like just pure nigga shit, hood shit, beefs. You know what I mean? Like I'm fighting, and instead of just fight, like with King Von, we fighting, and instead of us just fighting, you pull out a gun. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit that got little niggas. Like you got a lot of niggas in Chicago now. Like this is why I stay strapped. Fuck trying to fight a nigga. You know what I mean? Yep. Like while we talk about our generation was like, nah, we ain't pick up guns. Like we fought. Like, nah, these niggas is like, why would I fight a nigga that's gonna pull a strap on me? Why I'm gonna throw hands with a nigga when another nigga just gonna up me?
Why you know what I'm saying? Why I'm gonna go buy this gun for potential when I know you serious? I'm just going to shoot you. Like we just gonna skip a step. I'm not finna sit up here and pretend like I got this to fight you in the first place. I got a 2 shoot.
I mean, when you think about what happened to King Von, Nipsey, these is instances of hood pride, shit that don't value nobody. But these is instances where, this value system that's been thrust upon us as living in the hood, as living in the ghetto, this value system has made it to where I have to escalate this. Okay, we're fighting and my homeboy get beat up. Oh, I gotta pull out that's the gangster shit is to pull out my gun and shoot him. You know what I'm saying? I get called a snitch. The gangster shit is to shoot it. That shit ain't like when we look at what was going on in the 90s, there was violence that was taking place, and then niggas was using that violence to make the music. And then that music created a new world, and then this happened. That's not this though.
Yeah,
that's
what. Yeah. This something different right here. This a little, to me, this seems a little bit different. To me, it seems like what's going on in Philadelphia, what's going on in Chicago, what's going on in Dallas. It seems like there's a lot of tribal, you feel me, this hood versus that hood, this like internal beef that's going on. That, you know what I'm saying, that make it where it seems like social media almost amplifying it, where people tying each other through, you know what I'm saying, through stories and through different posts. You feel me? People able to create different sides and create different narratives about battle this people versus that people through social media. And to me, I think that's the reason why a lot of the celebrities take a break from it. Because it's like now we starting to have 4K Trey versus OTL. It's like, nah, actually those two gentlemen just had a little beef and y'all trying to make it a click beef thing. We don't want to take it there type, you know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying, to me, why they doing what they doing. But I guess my question to y'all would be, what do you think us as kind of like the media talking heads in this instance of the chop up, you feel me? What is our responsibility or what can we do to, you know what I'm saying, diminish, decrease some of the ways that we kind of glorify the shit that's happening to these rappers?
I mean, it depends on who. I've seen different like young niggas like be like, man, we got to start boxing or something because y'all wilding. You know what I'm saying? I've seen like people really take a step back and say, damn, this is a little bit excessive. And so this is the first time probably since the 90s that I've seen a coherent, like communal, damn, this is kind of crazy. And maybe it's because things like Twitter and social media exist, but it's not lost on people how unique these types of situations are. So I think us having conversations about the writings on the wall, because, and this is what something Leo was getting at. He says, this happens in every community. You don't believe me? Do your research. This is why we'll see the gays fighting in the club. This is why white people with various ethnic descents have intercommunal issues and conflicts and beefs with their people about how they do business. You know what I'm saying? It's all types of issues within communities. And so it's not just a black thing, but, and I still have to say, because people will frame what we're talking about is that's the black on black crime that you know we're talking about, and that's not true. This is not a unique phenomenon in that way. Black on black crime, as we know, is a myth. There's intercommunal violence that we see, and that we do have to have honest conversations about, the same way we have honest conversations about how we get labeled as people with anti-black violence when that shit is not real and it's over asserted and over identified with our community. So we do have to stop and say, all right, now, okay, white people, y'all bored with the nigga shit? Nah, okay, y'all still listening. We know y'all still listening. Okay, fuck it, we gonna say it anyway. All right, niggas, you doing too much. Like, this is fucking out of line, right? There has to be a time where that happens, and it always does. People are not ignorant, and they are not are divested from these conversations. There's a lot of people on the literal front lines of our communities having them every single day. But when it rises to the level of hip hop as a community starting to talk about it, that's how you know when shit's getting thick. And so we got to keep talking about it and forward in the conversation so that is being had. Like the real thing.
I think ultimately our job is to talk about what we talk about. Like, I mean, because you can't, I mean, in terms of like influencing other people and having that impact on other people's actions, all we can do is, I mean, we in this capacity, we're journalists. You know what I'm saying? In this capacity, we're educators. You feel me? And so all we can really do is give niggas more of give them something different. You know what I'm saying? Give them something different to chew on, give them something different to talk about, give them something different to think about. And you know, as we grow as a platform and as we continue to do what we do and grow our audience and grow our reach, the goal is that, you know what I'm saying, people listen to us and come to different conclusions.
Yep.
Whether it's you know, how they handle things personally, how they view other people. You know what I mean? Because we all have the things that's important to us that we always kind of weave into the conversation. But I think ultimately, when it comes down to the violence that happens in Black communities, is that's the internalization of anti-Blackness and how we see each other. And I think what I hope that the Chop Up accomplishes is giving Black people as a whole another way to not just talk about each other, but just to see each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like we can have this multifaceted understanding that we all not the same. We don't all have to look the same and sound the same, or even talk about the same shit.
A lot of these niggas don't want to shoot at other people. They don't want to be shot.
They don't want to. Yeah, niggas don't want to shoot at other people, and niggas don't want to be shot.
It's a lot of niggas that move like that. Like, I will, and I do this by survival, and I ain't no hoe, and I ain't about to let you take it. But this not some shit that I want to do.
Right.
I want to live my life.
Yeah, man. Right. I think the last things we're gonna say before I guess we get out of here is that we know that we've all heard it before. Hurt people. And I think that it's a lot of just cycle of trauma and hurt that's just cycling in the streets and in the music of people like, you did this to me, so I'm finna do it. If you took mine, I'm finna take one of yours. You swung on me, I'm finna swing at you. You shot at me, I'm finna shoot back at you. And it's thinking about how, like, when we go for eye for an eye, should it leave everybody blind? You know what I'm saying? And you're just thinking about how, you know, the macho masculinity and the ego and the pride mixed in with a lot of money and mixed in with a lot of attention, shit, it lead to little deadly, you know, concoctions. You feel me? So let's just keep in mind that, you know, we out here trying to live and survive. And you know what I'm saying? I'm finna get ready to, you know what I'm saying, lay one of my homeboys to rest that just got murdered to gun violence, and just keeping in mind that when you in the streets and you feel me, you ain't scared of nothing. It ain't about you not being scared. It's that when you gone, thinking about all the people that's gonna be hurt, that's gonna be walking around long faced to ugly because they lost somebody, because you feel me, they daddy, they uncle, they cousin, they nephew, they grandson is gone. You feel me? That's the realest thing I feel I can say. You know what I'm saying? Hurt people, and the best thing you can do about dealing with that is going to see you a little therapist or a little counselor or something, and just trying to normalize us being able to deal with the trauma and the pain that we carry around. Because it get heavy enough where we start to inscribe it on other people and justify literally exterminating other people because we've inscribed our pain and our suffering onto them.
Without a doubt. But hey, glad y'all was able to join us. It's getting late, so we got to go ahead and do our thing. Make sure y'all follow us at the Chop Up Show on YouTube. If you are on the Consciously page, go ahead and on over to the Chop Up Show and subscribe to the Chop Up Show. If you are on the Chop Up Show page and you ain't subscribed to Consciously, jump on over to the Consciously on YouTube and subscribe to the Consciously, as well as subscribing on Facebook to the Chop Up Show, to Instagram as the Chop Up Show, Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, everywhere you get your podcast at the Chop Up Show. You can find me at the Political Plug on all social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Toya
G on Instagram, on Twitter. Holla at me. We'll connect, talk, see where we're going. But as Damo said, the Chop Up Show at the Chop Up Show is where you have everything you need to stay connected with all three of us. So start there and you'll make your way out. Big love to y'all in the comments pulling up. We appreciate y'all contributing. We definitely try to tap in with as much as what y'all saying as possible. We love y'all. I don't take that lightly. I say it with, you know what I'm saying, the true appreciation and care, and hope that your week is good, that while we apart from each other, that y'all staying connected with what's going on out there, so that y'all can keep making the conversations we have together rich. We couldn't do it without y'all. Hey, love the people, free the people. That's what we about out here. Make sure in some way you're doing one or both of those actions, hopefully in tandem, in combination. That's that on that.
Yeah,
George.
Chop up, man. Y'all know George Lee, aka Consciously. Don't forget the Lee. I got some virtual packages coming out real soon that I'm gonna be promoting advertising, as well as some edutainment, Lost in the Sauce lectures coming our way. And you know what I'm saying? This
We're gonna start getting into them isms. We're gonna start getting into them isms.
Yeah, but that's about to get into the isms, man. You know, and make sure y'all tap in with us next Monday, man. And listen, this is my challenge it's my call to action challenge to everybody that's tuned in right now, whether you're doing it live or after the fact. You going live next Tuesday? Tell 2 friends. Tap in with 2 other friends. Monday. We're going live next Monday. We're going live Monday. I don't know where I'm tripping. Monday. We're going live Monday. Bring 2 friends. Bring 2 friends with you. Or tell 2 friends. Share the link with 2 friends, man.
A lot of y'all gonna be off work for the chickens, hams, turkeys, chickens.
Green. And you know what else? And a lot of y'all about to be on fucking quarantine. So y'all make sure y'all pay attention to the Chop Up content that'll be coming out. Make sure y'all pay attention to the Political Plug content that's coming out, the Conscious League content that's coming out, and that HDLC. Is it E? I always forget the E.
Higher Definition Leadership and Empowerment Coaching, HD.
Empowerment Coaching, yes, HDLEC, because that empowerment is big. But yeah, man. So y'all make sure y'all follow us on all those platforms. Y'all stay tuned on what we're talking about. And if y'all got anything that y'all want us to talk about, if y'all got any questions or things y'all want us to address, one of these Snapchops, one coming up is going to be a question and answer portion. We just got to know that we got questions to answer. So y'all let us know what y'all want us to answer on the show. And we got y'all. It's always love. Appreciate y'all for joining us. And this is the Chop Up.
Have a good weekend.